It's day 6 of our 7-day quest to create a viral video series that can share a life-saving, history-shaping, world-changing message so powerful it can solve a global crisis. Today, we're going to be discussing the way our past might be stopping us from opening up to receive the love that's available to us, or make us afraid to step up and share our message. The way that past might block our viewers from receiving the message we've got to share, and what we can do to move forward in transforming the world for the better. The things I'm going to share with you today can help you understand what it is you need to do so your past stops blocking you from receiving authentic, genuine love. Free yourself from your fears around people discovering the truth about your past and using it against you. Uncover and tap into your greatest superpower, one that is yours and yours alone to offer the world, so that your message stands out. And refuse to let the labels other people stick on you based on your past limit your present or stand in the way of your purpose. I'm Brandy M. Miller, your challenge organizer, and this is Creating with Love, where our goal is to spread messages that fill people's lives with love, hope, and joy through creative expression. If you're new to this challenge, please stop the video now. Each of the videos in the series builds on the one that came before it, so you're going to want to go back to day 1 and start there. Then you're going to want to catch up so you don't miss anything along the way. In day 1, we outlined what the challenge was, our strategy for it, and how to take the lead in your comments section so you don't sabotage your success before you have a chance to see it. Day 2, we chose a crisis we were personally connected to, examined our motivations for solving it, and why that matters to our viewer. Day 3, we explored the research around what motivates human behavior, so we know what to put in our videos to give our viewers a good reason to keep watching and to participate with us. Day 4, we talked about the obstacles that can keep our viewers from opening up to our message. And day 5, we provided 2 frameworks to help us get past those obstacles. As I mentioned before, you're going to want to stop this video and go watch those before coming back to this one, as otherwise you're going to miss a lot of the context. As I mentioned in yesterday's video, your past could stop you from feeling confident and comfortable in sharing your message. The challenge for today: how do we take that problematic or painful past and turn it into a superpower that can make us unstoppable? Our obstacles and why those matter. To tap into the power of our past, we've got to get past the guilt, shame, fears of rejection, judgment, or abandonment that might come up when we try to speak about our past. What inspired me to address this challenge? My own past is filled with painful moments, both from those who did things to me and from things that I did in response in a misguided attempt to heal that pain. It's my own struggle to rise up and be seen that gave me the inspiration to make sure those things don't block you the way they have me over these past years. Why I care about your success? You have a powerful message to share, one that the world desperately needs to hear right now. And I don't want your past to stop you from sharing that message and helping solve this global crisis you've chosen. Because you're the only one that can do this work. You have a powerful message inside you, one that the world desperately needs to hear right now. And I don't want your past to stop you from doing the work that only you can do. So here's my proposed solution. First, we're going to dive into why it is that our past causes so many problems for us when it comes to receiving love and when it comes to other people receiving our message. Second, we're going to look at what we can do to remove those obstacles. And here's our selected strategy. I'm going to share with you 2 powerful frameworks that are going to help you overcome the things standing between you and the love your heart desires, as well as finding success in sharing your message. These 2 frameworks are going to help you turn your past problems and painful moments into powerful potentials for making a positive impact. Those 2 frameworks are Be Loved and Acceptance moving forward. Now, preparation for the journey ahead. I don't know if you've ever been in the home of someone who's an absolute neat freak. The kind of person where absolutely everything in their house seems to have a place, and there's a place for absolutely everything in their home. If you'll lean in closely, I'll share a little secret with you. There's always at least one room in that house, no matter how neat they may appear on the surface, they won't even allow you to go into that room. Why? Because that's where they store all their junk. It may be the garage or the basement or the attic or a guest bedroom, but they'll do anything to keep you out of that place because that's where they store all the mess in their lives. They don't want you to see that they're just as messy and human as the rest of us. Here's the truth. Every person you've ever met has a messy past. And we all handle those messy pasts pretty much the same way. We create this mental junk closet where we shove all those painful episodes in our past and we bury them. We don't want to look at them and we don't want anybody else to see them either. After all, they hurt us, embarrassed us, caused us guilt or shame, and we really just want to forget about them. But trying to forget about them is our mistake. Those things refuse to stay buried. Like ghosts in a graveyard, they pop up at unexpected moments and trigger negative emotions that cause us to say and do things we regret later, adding to the amount of guilt and shame we've got, stuffing more things into that closet. Here's the deal. Our greatest treasures, the wisdom we've gained and the lessons we've learned from those experiences, are all hiding themselves in that junk closet. They're waiting for us to unpack them and incorporate them into our message. If we're willing to put in the work and we can find the courage to do it, what we'll get out of it is an unstoppable superpower that makes us capable of saving the world. We'll also set ourselves free from all the things that stand between us and the unconditional love that our hearts are longing to receive, kind of unconditional love that's always been available to us. Where my journey led me. When I came back to my faith, my husband was not on board with Jesus. As far as he was concerned, I was having an affair with a man that he could not compete with, and he was beyond hurt by my betrayal. I was not the woman he thought he'd married, but I couldn't see it from his point of view. The source of his anger didn't really become clear to me until we attended a worldwide marriage encounter weekend in August of 2008. At the time, I thought that if my husband just converted to the Catholic faith, that would solve all of our problems and we could be happy. I assumed he was the one with the problems, not me. He agreed reluctantly to face his own insecurities and social anxieties because he told himself if this was what I needed, then he'd gladly do whatever it was it took to make me happier. He wanted me to see how much he loved me. That weekend, we both learned important things about relationships. We learned how to handle the inevitable controversies that arise between two individuals with different points of view, trying to discuss how they see things without it turning into fits of yelling, screaming, and throwing things. But what I learned that Sunday was even more important. As part of the exercises we were to complete, I was asked to share something deeply personal and vulnerable with my husband. When it came my turn, I found myself physically shaky. I'd been naked in front of this man thousands of times since the age of 15. But I cannot even begin to describe how much the thought of being emotionally naked in front of him terrified me. That's when I realized the problem in our marriage wasn't him. It was me. I'd never had the courage to be truly honest and open with him about who I was, what I wanted, or how I felt. I wasn't lying to him intentionally. I'd never been honest with myself about those things either. How could I be honest with him when I wasn't being honest with me? Suddenly, his fits of rage over my conversion made complete sense. He was like Jacob from Genesis, who worked 7 long years to earn the right to marry the woman of his dreams, only to wake up the next morning and find it was her sister, Leah, not Rachel, in the bed with. No matter how good, kind, and loving a woman Leah might be, She wasn't Rachel, and she never could be. She would never be the woman he fell in love with, no matter how hard she tried. I've done that to him. I sold him Rachel and then expected him to accept and love Leah instead. No wonder he was so angry. He was grieving the loss of the woman he loved, even as he was doing his best to love the woman I revealed myself to be. Fortunately for me in our marriage, he was willing to open his heart to me and try to love this new woman that I was becoming. That experience taught me two powerful lessons, which I used to develop the frameworks I'm going to share with you later in this video. First, you can't be loved for who you are, where you are, exactly as you are, until you find the courage to be honest about that. The only thing people can love is the illusion you show them. That's a mighty lonely place to be. Second, you can't fix the past. You can't change it. But you can move forward from it and leverage it to help others. One of the most important things you can do to open up to love, improve your mental health, and connect with your viewers is to learn to be loved. What does that mean? A couple of things. Be bravely. It takes courage to be loved because it takes courage to be honest. You risk rejection, judgment, and abandonment when you share the truth about who you are and what you've done. So be bravely. E, embrace. You can't hold your past or any part of yourself at a distance if you want love or to build the kind of unshakably loyal fans who will follow you wherever you lead them. And without that love, your mental health is going to suffer. So bravely embrace the next four things. L, your limitations. You are human, and this is okay. You do not need to be perfect. You do not need to know everything, have everything, be everything, or do everything by yourself. Trying is a recipe for failure and for mental health breakdowns. It's called holding yourself to an impossibly high standard, and you will always find yourself disappointed with the outcome if you expect yourself to be perfect, or if you expect yourself to do everything. Oh, obstacles. That's right. Bravely embrace the obstacles. We all have obstacles to overcome. That you face obstacles in your path to growth and to becoming the best version of yourself isn't a problem. Your failure to acknowledge the obstacles and challenge the limitations can be. It can lead your viewers to think that you don't go through the problems they do, or that you don't have it as tough as they do. And that can actually lead them to listen to you less. People need to know that you understand what they're going through and how hard it is for them. V, vulnerabilities. Yes, boldly embrace your vulnerability. True vulnerability is not a weakness. It is a strength. The more vulnerable you find the courage to be with your viewers, the more you give them permission to be vulnerable with you. And that's how you build a real rapport and help them connect with you on a deeper level. Now, there's a difference between true vulnerability and garbage dumping. True vulnerability shares tough times with your viewers in an effort to educate and empower and uplift them. It leaves them better for having heard your story, not burdened by it. Garbage dumping takes your tough times and puts them on the shoulders of your viewers, adding to their existing burdens rather than alleviating them. It repels people rather than attracts them. E, experiences. Yes, embrace your experiences, all of them. Embracing all of your life's experiences is how you turn your past problems into profitable futures, or find your purpose in the midst of the past pain, or build bridges of understanding that connect people through the power of your story. It's those experiences that shape the person you are today and give you the powers you have to help transform the world and solve this global crisis. Without all those past experiences, you wouldn't be equipped to do the work you're doing now. D, your difficulties. We all have them. We all have places where we're weak and flawed. We can't get past these difficulties on our own. And maybe we blame ourselves for that, but we shouldn't. Your weaknesses and flaws are by design. Those places and spaces where you've got difficulties are other people's opportunities to share with you their strengths, their gifts, their talents, their skills, and their abilities. It gives them an opportunity to shine by stepping up and supporting you where you can't support yourself. Don't shy away from sharing the truth about your difficulties. Open up and encourage people to share their strengths with you. Be humble enough to admit that you have the defeats and watch the miracles unfold when other people come up to help you. Opening up to share your difficulties allows other people to share their strengths and show you how much you're loved. Once you're ready to be loved, let acceptance moving forward help you turn your painful or problematic past into your present superpowers. Moving Forward is a 9-step program I developed in conjunction with author John R. Kyle around his first book from the Descent series, Acceptance. That book and the program is coming out fall of 2025. Step 1, examine the world that shaped you so you can identify your own biases and the stories and expectations that drove your past behavior or put you in position for the painful event to take place in your life. Step 2, recognize the pain that drove you to make the decisions that got you to the point where you are now. Step 3, acknowledge the mistakes you've made along the way because of that pain and those past decisions. Step 4, battle the darkness, the pain and mistakes of your past brought into your life. Step 5, extract the wisdom and lessons you've learned from the pain and the mistakes you've made so you can pass that on to others in your story using the 4-step ACTS process. That story then becomes your unique and unrepeatable superpower, which can help your message reach your viewers and change their lives. The ACT process starts with Step 6A. Accept your past, your need to change, your daily battle, and the consequences that you face if you don't change. Step 7. C. Connections. Turn failures into opportunities to make friendships so you get the help you need to win the battle. Step 8, T, tactics. Decide on the outcome you want your story and your message to deliver to your viewers, and then plan strategies to be sure they get that outcome. Step 9, S, service. Sow the seeds of your own future success by stepping up to serve others, putting your story, your skills, talents, gifts, and abilities to work, creating a better life for your viewers and the others that you might serve. Don't let the labels limit you. Labels are a natural part of the brain's bias system. Our brain loves to stick labels on other people because it makes them easier for us to categorize and dismiss. The label says, I know everything I need to know about you, and I don't need to learn anything more. Those labels can either limit us or empower us depending on what we choose to do with them. Remember what I challenged you to do way back in episode 2. When someone tries to limit you with a label like fat, lazy, or stupid, I encouraged you to pick up the pen and rewrite those labels into something that works for you rather than against you. You are the only one who can choose what story you tell yourself about what that label means. And thus, you are the only one who can control how you feel about that label. Don't get mad at other people for giving you a label. Just make sure you take control of what that label means and define it in a way that helps you rather than harms you. What the research shows us, failing to forgive those who hurt you or forgive yourself for your past mistakes isn't just hurting your mental health. It hurts your physical health too. It spikes the cortisol levels in your bloodstream, which hardens the arteries, tenses the muscles, reduces blood flow, impairs your immune system, strains your heart, and can cause you to pack on the pounds or be unable to gain any, depending on how your metabolism responds to the stress you're putting on your body. Forgiveness is a matter of life and death. My friends, I recommend you choose life. It also blocks your ability to both give and receive love. Simply put, you can choose to live in the past with your pain or move forward into the present where love resides. but you can't do both. It's up to you to choose. Today's homework. I want you to answer the following questions. And if you feel compelled to do so or brave enough to do so, choose to answer some of them in the comments section. First, how can you leverage your past to help you solve the global crisis you chose in day one's video? Second, what stories can you share from your past that can help your viewers get past their obstacles? Third, are you ready to be loved? If so, let us know. If not, what's stopping you? Fourth, are you ready to move forward? If so, let us know. If not, what's stopping you? Fifth, if you're struggling to forgive yourself or someone else, were you surprised to learn about the impact that has on both your physical and mental health? If you're not struggling now, but you have in the past, how did you get past that obstacle and find your way to forgiveness? Share in the comments below, because trust me, someone else needs to know. If you do find yourself struggling, let's talk about it in the comments section. Together we can all grow. I want to remind you to take the lead in the comments section. Nothing will hurt your success more than allowing what someone else says to trigger you into saying something that might destroy your reputation or set the wrong tone for what you want viewers to get when they subscribe to your channel. What's next? If you find even the thought of forgiving someone else or yourself impossible, you aren't alone. In the next video, we're going to discuss why human nature actually sets us up for failure when it comes to forgiving, and what we need to do in order to get past that so we can open ourselves up to love, improve our physical and mental health, and be empowered to live a life we love living. While you're waiting, I highly recommend you check out my Breaking Open Abundance webinar. It's available on the Act Like an Author, Think Like a Biz channel. In that webinar, you're going to learn how to redefine success for yourself, focus on relationships, connect to a community, serve to succeed, embrace adversity, reevaluate wealth, and stop hiding your gold so that you can live life with limitless abundance. This is a no sales webinar. You can't buy anything, and nobody's going to be offering you anything at the end of it. It's strictly for informational purposes. If you like this series and you want to support the work we're doing, please take a moment to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification so you get notified when the next video pops up, and then share it out to anyone you think might benefit from what you've uncovered in our quest. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.